Hello and welcome to another video. Now this week I'm doing not one but two videos because these dishes go together perfectly. My other video is on refried beans. This video is on tortillas de maíz, corn tortillas. Now in Mexico, corn tortillas are sort of one of the basic staples of food. They're more prevalent in some regards than bread is in Europe. These flat cakes made from nixtamalized corn, especially when they're fresh, are really hard to beat. They're just delicious. So we're going to go ahead and make some of these. Two dishes I'm making today, of course, corn tortillas and refried beans, frijoles refritos. Anyway, so these are delicious, absolutely amazing, and they're actually not hard to make at home if you can get all the ingredients. Now here in Berlin, fortunately, there is a great store for Mexican food. They haven't paid me to advertise, but for those of you in Berlin, chili and paprika is where I tend to get my masa. I also bought my tortilla press there. They have all the chili peppers, everything you need for Mexican food. So if you're in Berlin, great place to go. Otherwise, you know, I'm sure you can find something in your area. And another thing is, you know, as Americans, when we're abroad, typically the kind of food we miss most is often Mexican food because there's very little that's sort of more of a core American comfort cuisine than Mexican food is. So I'm going to go ahead and make some delicious, mouth-watering corn tortillas. These are better than anything you can get at the store. Now the actual ingredients here are very simple. It's just this Masa herina. I have a bag over it because apparently there's a hole in this bag and I don't want it to go everywhere, and water, and that's basically all there is. And then of course I have a tortilla press. This will use to actually form the tortillas. Alternatively, you can press them against the bottom of a circular pan, which is what I used to do before I had a tortilla press. So, unlike many other recipes, I'm not able to give you any real proportions. Basically, I just start by adding some of this masa in a bowl. And the main point of masa is that it's a flour made from something like hominy. So it's corn that's been lye soaked. And this actually makes it significantly more nutritious. So to this I'm going to add some water, and we're basically going to form kind of a nice clay textured dough. And basically this will absorb a lot of water, so if it gets too soggy you can always add more masa. But basically I do it by feel, and it's not that sensitive. Unlike, say, wheat doughs, this never becomes sticky per se, but it will stick to your fingers just a little bit, especially at the beginning. But what we're looking for is something definitely a bit more watery than what we have here. And it's worth noting that as it gets more watery, the tortillas will become thinner, but they will also become more delicate. So there's a balance to be had there. But kind of, you know, this is kind of to taste. If I were to guess, I don't know, I'll put in my guesses about ingredients in the, or proportions in the description, but, you know, right now we have a dough that's kind of rubbery. We probably want a little more water in it. Now, when people make with fresh masa, typically this is corn that's been straight soaked in hominy. No, corn that's been straight soaked in lye, and then it's basically let to sit with water, and you get something that's kind of like a mud-like consistency. And that's kind of what we're shooting for here. So think about something that's, you know, kind of like a clay or a mud consistency, and, you know, add water to kind of get to that point. This is okay, but as I let it sit, it may absorb more water, and so I might need to add a little more after. So yeah, just look at this. As I say, it'll stick to your hands a little bit, but it's not sticky in the way that say wheat dough is sticky. This is more like sticky in the way that, say, you know, potter's clay is sticky. So here we go. So for the tortillas, what I do is I start off with a small, almost golf ball sized piece of masa. I put it on top, and I'm going to press it down using this lever, nice and firm. When it comes up, we'll have a nice piece here. Now I have hot lard, and as soon as that's hot enough, I'll go ahead and put it in and cook it. So as I go ahead and press these, you'll notice I have plastic on top and bottom. The reason for that is that otherwise the masa will stick, and you'll end up with a sticky mess. So we press it between layers of something that will not stick to the masa, and here we have it. So now what we do is we peel it off one layer on the top, and that first peel is usually pretty easy. The second one can get a little challenging, but sometimes it will stick and sometimes it will tear. If it tears, you can just pinch over the seam, and if you can't salvage it, it's not the end of the world. So this one just went ahead and broke off like that. That's fine. And we'll go ahead and just keep making these. Tortillas are really wonderful. They keep like bread. And there are all kinds of things you can do with old tortillas, including frying them to make snacks or taco shells or whatever. You wouldn't ever fry a fresh tortilla because it just won't come out right. Like much Mexican food, traditionally tortillas are fried in lard. You could, of course, fry them in clarified butter. That would work. Or even vegetable oil, that's fine. A lot of commercial places use vegetable frying oil. Now, I have even made them just over like, just on a dry pan, and that works also. So don't feel like you have to fry them. Now here you can see that this actually changes color a little bit on the top when it's ready to be turned over. And this one will turn color slowly also. Since it's up against this side there, I might end up having to move it off in a moment. So I've gone ahead and put some beans and tortillas on this plate. There's really not much more to this. I could probably add a garnish of some sort, but maybe a piece of like a parsley or something. But I think this looks pretty good, and so I'm going to go ahead and do the taste test. This is the beans, homemade tortillas. So this particular presentation will be used on both both dishes. I'm going to taste the tortillas. These are delicious. They are not like anything you can buy at the store. To get them come out light and flavorful like this, you pretty much have to make them yourself. Strongly recommend it. Now, how do these two go together? I'll try this. This is really, really good. Hope you enjoy it. Bon appetit.